Good,
Yes.
good, good, man.
Can't complain, man. Can't complain, man. It was a very good game. I can't lie. I was happy, man. Listen, I know people will say it's preseason, this and that, but I'm just happy to see Arsenal play again, man. I think that was a brilliant performance. Yes, it's preseason. Yes, it's not a competitive game, but you can just see the intent, like everybody else has been saying, man. The intent is there. They look like they're not. It's not like they're gonna come back and they're like, oh yeah, you know what? Let's just give a half-assed performance. Let's just play it like 30% or 40%. They did that at the start. You could see that in the Man United game. There were some passes that were off. They didn't look as solid as they do now, as awake as they do now. They look wide awake now. They look like the Arsenal that we saw last season. And listen, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I think we're moving the ball very well, getting into dangerous positions. I'm liking Ethan Ranieri as well. Listen, there's just the way he moves with the ball, and Miles Lewis Skelly as well. Both of them very good, very technical players on the ball, very good. They were obviously playing in the under 21s last season, but apparently they're looking to get more of a prominent situation where they're actually getting into the first team and actually trying to play. They're going to bring them on a bit more, give them a bit more minutes. So that's always good to see. Obviously, Havertz with the 2 assists and the goal. So whoever's a Havertz hater, hold that, frauds. But listen, overall, it's a good performance. Everybody's looking good. Everybody's looking well. And I'm ready for the new season coming up, man. Because we need, like you said, Tel, it's just that simple. For you to genuinely win that title, you have to go out and realistically, I don't even think 25 points is enough. You have to go 30 for 30, first 10 games or however many it is, go 30 for 30 and just show the other teams like, bro, we're not here to mess about this season. Yeah, we're here to win the league. So if you want to do what you want to do whatever you're doing, but you have to catch up to us. That's the precedent we have to
Mm,
set. You have to catch up to us, not we're catching up to your level. You have to get to our
mm.
level is what we have to do.
No,
But
I
yeah,
agree with that. I hear you, bro. Dio, long time no see, my friend. I hope you're
Long time no
well.
see.
And
I'm good.
I know it feels like it's been a while, but as you say, your season starts in, really and truly, it's just over a week now until the Premier League season begins. Do you feel by watching that tonight, you're ready for another title challenging campaign?
I think that the team just looks sharp, and that's what I was looking for. It's preseason. I wanted to just see a team looking sharp, and the second thing that made me happy was to see Bukayo Saka on the bench, coming off the bench. Like the team that we started was good enough to put 3 goals in before we could even bring in the likes of Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka and even Gabriel Martinelli, which is a good thing.
mm,
It's a good sign to be
mm,
able to field a team that can at least hold their own up to Bayern Leverkusen. Yes, it's a friendly. I looked for me, like you said, the first 60 minutes is what I gauge a friendly by because that's where you have the majority of like your first team players actually play. The last 30 minutes of it, you can swap the whole 12. I don't care. But that first 60 minutes showed me that we still need a bit more depth to be able to go and challenge this season. But it's a good thing to be able to see that we can, start a team like that and have Bukayo Saka come in later for Leandro Trossard or Martinelli coming. So Martinelli coming for Leandro Trossard and Bukayo Saka coming for Jesus and then probably just change Havertz from midfield to center forward like we did during the game. So in game management, I was happy with that. The guys looked sharp. They were really creating space for each other. That's all I wanted to see. I wanted to see how they were moving because I felt they were a little leggy in the last couple of games. You could kind of see like they played well, but but this time around they looked really sharp. So yeah, so I think we're ready. I think we're ready for the season. And I will say this: you don't need 25, or you don't even need 30 points to win this league again this season. Arsenal just needs to go and get 114 points. You just need to win all 38 games because City is not. I'm telling you, I'm saying it now. City is not going to let off. People are not listening now. City is not going to let off. Liverpool are looking. Ugh, they're, they're looking deadly. You need to go and win all 38 games to win the league. That's your goal. So even if you now lose out in 2 games, maybe one Liverpool, one City game away, you know that your target is aim for the moon. If you miss, you land among the stars. Yeah, but don't try to let off this season. We can't. It's every team should be going for that. That's what I think. That's the only way you're winning the league with this City, against the City and Pep team.
Well, I listen. It's the only way to guarantee you win the league is probably by winning all 38 games. But I think the start of the campaign is going to be so key. And one of the big questions that I had today, and I was listening to think listening to your commentators speak, the Arsenal commentators, and they were essentially asking about, well, is Jesus going to start as the 9? Or is it going to be Kai Havertz? What do you think, Dio? What do you think Arteta should do? Rather than what he will do, what do you believe he should do for the opening game? Should it be Kai Havertz starts as the number 9? Or has Gabriel Jesus done enough in pre-season to warrant that starting berth?
If I'm Arteta, what I would do is both players can play in multiple positions. And that's what I like. I don't like this idea of shoehorning a player to the 9, like Gabriel Jesus play the 9 and then say Kai Havertz play in midfield. Both of you can play off each other. And for me, what's key is making sure you know when you're playing off each other. So if Gabby is playing in the 9 and Havertz is dropping in a little bit into the midfield, every time, because Gabriel Jesus likes to drop in as well. When he comes to collect the ball, Havertz go run in behind. Both of you can play off each other. I mean, why can't we have the best of both worlds? I think people are really just trying to shoehorn this concept of, oh, you're going to have a problem if you play Havertz up front, or he's not good enough. Now Gabriel Jesus is in form. Play Gabriel Jesus at the 9. I think both of them can play. We saw it today. We saw them at least be able to move and play off each other really, really nicely. If they can up that notch a little bit more, go one level higher and do it better and sharper, I think they can play off each other.
How about yourself, Sad?
To be honest, for me, you know what? I personally think, looking at the striker position at the moment, obviously with Kai Havertz, the season that he had previously, but even now, I think Jesus this season, he's bulked up a little bit. So he looks like he's really taking his health seriously in his fitness seriously to try and say to the gaffer, like, bro, I'm not gonna get injured easy. I want to play. I want your trust in me. So I think we should give Jesus the chance. Worst for worst, you can bring on Havertz, but I don't know if Havertz should start in the midfield. I think if we get in Mikel Merino 100% plays that first game. That's a guaranteed. If not, it's Rice and Partey. But
I would say this. Sad, I'll
think
say
it's
this.
The position, bro. No, yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, I hear a lot of Arsenal fans say this. Oh, if Mikel Merino comes in, he needs to play the first game. Blah blah blah. I still think that this Arsenal team is a team that is ready to kick off the season and start winning games while we fit in these players and fit them in correctly. Merino coming in is not going to guarantee us a whole big difference. Yes, he's defensive, but what I'm saying is, like, we already have a team that is good enough to actually start the season, win a couple of games while we're really fitting these guys in and making sure that they fit into the right position that we want them to fit into. This idea that, oh, we're just going to drop a couple of pieces in and that just transforms the entire team, I think is a joke. And fans need to realize that it doesn't work that way, because he's coming to a different league. He's going to need to adapt one way or the other. Remember, these people are coming. He needs to settle down the house, get a place to stay, training. Like, there's going to be all of these other factors that all these players, when they settle down, affects them on the pitch. So we shouldn't be in a rush.
If Moreno, if you get the here we go tonight for Moreno, I don't think he's going to be ready to start the season for Arsenal. Would you play on the Saturday or the Sunday?
Sunday. I think we play on Sunday.
Sunday. So what you've got sort of 9 days until your campaign begins. Jesus, Man United is going to be 8 days away from tomorrow. Bloody hell. So yeah, there's no way you're probably going to get him up to speed and starting that. He hasn't had a pre-season at all. He's been away partying after Spain's victory. So, it's going to take a little bit of time, which is probably why the manager.
Saturday, sorry,
is it on the Saturday?
I thought it was a Sunday. I hadn't even. I thought it was.
Fair do. It's all weird for you anyway, because it is. Yeah,
the time difference
it's probably basically a Friday still for you. Sometimes, and they're playing a Saturday. I hear you. So, yeah, as I say, I think it's interesting to see what you're going to do. I did look at the game tonight though and think I can so understand why Calafiori is going to come. I thought Zinchenko played well, especially in possession. But what I did notice by Leverkusen trying to do is attack that left hand side, and
And he did well. He did well defensively as well. I mean, a couple of times, what's his name, got in behind him, and defenders, even good defenders, people getting behind them. Let's be realistic here, So he didn't cause any calamity. There was a ball that normally Zinchenko in that position would have lost the ball. This one, he cleared it out. I was happy to see him start doing that. He didn't want to do that overconfident. I'm just going to stay in the box and try to pass it. He was like, nah, boom, get it out. Let's get it up the field, and then we'll try and win the second ball. So I think he had a very, 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 very decent game. I think Zinchenko played really well today. Defensively, he didn't look shambolic, and I think a lot of people are looking at him with the shambolic defense that they saw last season and refuse to see that he's actually improved in his little, and I'm not saying he has become great, no, but he wasn't calamitous. It wasn't a calamity I wasn't panicking like last season the way he was playing today. I was like, okay, you look like you at least know how to win the ball back now.
He did well today. I mean, this year says Zinchenko will be exploited. Opposition's team know that Timber is injured, but I did read a report today that Timber should be available for the Lyon game.
Yeah, I think Timber. Yeah, that's another thing. We didn't even talk about Timber. We didn't have Timber today again. So
but I think Calafiori will be available for the opening game of the season, unless he's picked up an injury now, because he is in training. I've seen pictures. I reckon he'll play against Lyon, and I think he'll start the opening game of the season for you. I really do. I think he'll be ready to go.
I heard he's been rested because of course Italy played the Euros. He just came back from a holiday. He's training, but they're resting him. And I think also because of this Timber's injury, which I think they said is nothing major. Hopefully, fingers crossed again, because if this happens 2 seasons in a row, I just think he's no different from Malacia. Both of them should go to a temple somewhere, a Buddhist temple, and be cleansed of whatever it is that is causing their injuries. But yeah, I think for me, Zinchenko, I think people have forgotten, you need different profiles. You need different profiles against different teams. I'm happy to have him as a squad player. When we play League Cups, when we play teams that sit deep, where he can help come in and, crowd that midfield, he'll be an addition, so, and then you can rest your players, you can rest the Calafiori's, you can rest the Timbers in those games and focus them on the Champions League and the Premiership, otherwise you're just going to run these players into the ground.
Yeah, I hear you on that.